Movies Not Movies invites you to check out No Problem Mac. Teaching and support for the Apple Mac, iPad, and iPhone. And best of all, they come direct to your home. Find out more at noproblemmac.com.
Welcome to Movies Not Movies, the only podcast with 20% more cast in every pod. It's Movies Not Movies, right now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome again to the Movies Not Movies podcast. This is the podcast where we take a look at the best movies from around the world that don't exist and talk to the people who don't exist that made them. I am your co-host and proud of it, James Napoli.
And I am your co-host and equally proud of it, Heidi Mastrogiovanni.
We've covered the fact that you have way more syllables in your name.
Way more. We've also covered the fact that apparently you need to be Italian-American to some extent to be a co-host.
Not our guests, though.
No, just the co-host. The co-host.
Yeah, there's Mastrogiovanni. It takes you into a second place.
Yes.
Napoli's one place.
I love your name, sweetie. I love it.
Right.
You know where you're from. Where are your people from? Naples. What do you think?
They aren't, actually.
Oh, sure.
They're Calabria.
Wow.
What are you going to do?
So that's interesting.
We sometimes think that when people came over to this country, and I've seen this depicted in film certain ways, it's like, what's your name? Whatever, you're Napoli.
Exactly.
Right? That's what the port you came from.
Exactly.
So. But this is way too deep and serious.
For a podcast.
Show.
Yes, exactly.
However, maybe our listeners are now going, I tuned in for a little movie irreverence,
and I'm
getting a history lesson.
Exactly.
And as we know, especially with the young folks, history lessons, they love them.
They sell.
Oh, my God.
They're marketing genius.
Those who do not learn from history
are doomed to buy this product.
Listen to it on a podcast.
Exactly.
Well, so should we move into today's film?
I'm excited because I think you know what my favorite movie of all time is. And
Go ahead and tell the audience.
Well, it is, in fact, part of this movie. It's an inspiration.
Say the real one first.
Casablanca.
Right.
The best movie ever made.
You talk about dripping romance, you talk about intrigue, you talk about loyalty.
Everything.
Pieces of history, too.
Tension, and it's the best movie.
The great director,
Genius.
Franklin I. McCloud, who has brought us so many great movies in Hollywood over the years.
Beautiful movies over the years.
And he's getting older.
Yeah, I was going to say, in the sunset of his life.
He's in his 70s.
He has topped everything.
Is he afraid to tackle comic book subject matter? No, he's not. And so... Casablanca, Age of Ultron.
It's wonderful.
It's a really interesting concept. Yeah. You bring in the comic book geeks.
Exactly.
And you bring in the cinema geeks.
Exactly. It's quite remarkable.
We've got them both happening here.
Yep. It's bridging the gap. It's fantastic.
So let's talk about the story of this film.
Yeah. It's a wonderful story. I loved it.
Yeah. So we got Rick, of course.
Yes, of course. And of course we have Ilsa.
Right. So for those of you who don't know, Casablanca, this is one of the great romances of all time. Rick and Ilsa had a romance in the past. They had to break it up because of the start of World War II.
Nasty old war came along.
In this case, this is set in the future, of course.
Exactly.
So it's not World War II. It's an unnamed
planetary conflict. Yes, it's quite dreadful.
Yeah.
But with echoes of the past, because good and evil, timeless. Always.
And in comic books, you can do that. You can have good and evil clash.
Exactly.
And with suits.
Yes.
Big bodysuits, which
we're
going to get into.
Big bodysuits. Transformers look like tiny little people compared to them. Tiny.
Franklin I. McCloud has outdone himself.
Absolutely.
On
absolutely
the
remarkable.
Very butch.
Yes.
Things that he has going on.
Can't imagine the budget. I can't imagine the budget.
That's the right word, but it
came to mind. Yes,
into both sexes when it needs to.
And it does need to.
So Rick and Ilsa had this past. Ilsa's actually in love with this guy. What's his name again?
Well, she's married to Victor Laszlo,
she loves him.
but she does love him in a very different way. She respects
comes back into Rick's life.
Yes,
and he is.
She passionately loves Rick.
All set in this world of Casablanca, which is where there's a lot of refugees trying to escape this interplanetary conflict.
Horrible interplanetary conflict. Exactly.
So there's your background.
Yep.
Now, what Franklin I. McCloud has done in this great vision of Casablanca,
gorgeous,
Age of Ultron.
Gorgeous.
These people are now superheroes.
All of them.
You got it.
It is the ultimate clash of superheroes. James,
Fighting
Nazis who have superpowers.
You know what? We were going to start with the lead characters, but we should get to the bad guy because that's going to get everybody knowing how dangerous this is. So
it's terrifying.
In the original film, Major Strasser now comes back. Tell us what his superpower is.
Well, the thing with Major Strasser, who was terrifying in the original film. And by the way, as you will remember, when we saw the screening, there was surround heat.
Right,
because of this horribly terrifying superpower he has, which is his sneer can cause people to burst into flames.
Right, if they get within a foot of him?
A foot of him. If he grabs you by the collar,
and sneers,
you can kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah.
Because you are
He's
gone.
gonna
You are
sneer
toast.
you into oblivion.
Into a crispy little ashen heap.
So the what did you call it? The heat.
The surround heat.
Surround heat.
Yeah.
New theater device.
Yes, a new theater device.
Everything to pull people. Forget 3D.
Yeah.
Now we've got surround heat.
Exactly.
It worked pretty well, actually.
It was a little intense. I did at one point, have to sink down and take off my top, but that was you were getting popcorn at that point.
There was an earlier podcast where you talked about your exfoliated skin.
Yes,
You're just working it as the sexy co-host now, aren't
Yes,
you?
thank you. I'd like to think so.
Anyway, so that's what they're facing. They're facing the biggest Nazi of all time who can
all
sneer
time.
you to death,
That's
basically.
correct. That's correct. Yeah.
But our team is up to the challenge.
Totally up to the challenge.
Rick,
originally
played by Humphrey Bogart.
Yes,
in Casablanca. Now Benicio El Nino.
I had not
In a
seen his work before.
performance.
Smoldering is exactly the adjective.
And this guy is so cynical that he has a bodysuit of cynicism.
Of cynicism. As you said, when we were getting the dessert afterward, you said, try to get some emotion past that bodysuit. Good luck with
dessert?
that.
What the hell was
it's
that?
It's a euphemism, of course.
Oh, okay.
It's not literally. We went to the House of Pies.
Okay, and just before we go to the clip, we have to set up Ilsa.
Yes, lovely.
Played by Edith, you got the last name there?
Efremova.
Edith Efremova.
Yes. Again, someone I had not heard of
Channeling
before.
Ingrid Bergman in a beautiful way.
God, stunning.
Her superpower?
Yeah.
The ability to send men into paroxysms of regret and false hope.
Yes, it's quite remarkable because that is paralyzing.
Way more dangerous than Black Widow.
Oh my God, not even close. Honey, false hope is paralyzing. Regret, you can go to bed and stay there for years.
Wow, well put.
Yeah.
So let's go to this clip now. We'll learn more about the rest of the cast of this film in just a moment.
Fantastic.
But here we have the classic Rick and Ilsa scene reimagined in Casablanca, Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Here's a clip from a Movies Not Movies movie.
Ilsa! Why did you come back? You're giving me regret!
Oh, Rick, I'm just trying to break your cynical body armor.
Of all the parsecs, in all the galaxies, in all the solar systems, you had to walk into mine.
Damn!
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, and for the rest of your life.
So,
wow.
Pretty impressive what they did there.
Very, very amazing.
You're expecting this sort of introspective, quiet, having a little drink,
moody,
drowning his sorrows.
Yes.
This is comic book action, baby.
Genius. It's comic book
Casablanca, Age of Ultron, in your face.
In your face, in her face, in his face. It's fantastic.
And we should add, by the way, we didn't have time to show it in that clip, but when she goes spinning out into the galaxy after he punches her, he does go back and rescue her.
Yes.
Just before she gets sucked into a Nazi black hole.
Spoiler alert. Yes.
It's early in the story.
It's early in the story. No, I know. But I always like to do that because it just makes me giggle.
Yeah.
When I say spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, before we bring on Franklin I. McLeod,
I can't wait to meet him. I can't wait. James,
amazing reimagining.
I did hear that Franklin is extremely flirtatious.
Oh my goodness!
So I'm just putting that out there.
I know those old guys. You got to be careful.
I'm just saying.
Be watchful.
I could be entirely wrong about that, but it's a little tiny rumor that I heard.
Yeah, and there might be things. This is audio. There might be things our audience can't see. So
That's
be careful
right.
of Franklin.
I promise.
But back to the film.
Yes, back to the film.
So who we didn't cover, a very important character.
Oh my God! Possibly my favorite.
Major Renault, played by Claude Rains in the original.
In the original, yes.
Now we have Daniel Knight-Lewis.
Yes, a marvelous, marvelous actor. I've known him as a leading man, and I had no idea he was such a brilliant character actor.
And
quite
so
marvelous.
willing to take on a role like this.
Willing,
he can get any leading role that he wants.
Exactly. And he's willing to be a supporting character.
If you go back into, the launch of his career, and you think about My Right Hand.
Exactly. Which, again, I can't even think about that without starting to get, a little teary.
Yeah, because maybe we should do another, maybe we do a classic episode on that, because this is a guy whose hand doesn't work. And
I love
he
that
walks
idea.
on his hand.
I love
so
that
the
idea. The tragedy is just
he
compounded.
Can't walk on his hands.
Yes.
And the thing that he brought to that role.
Yeah.
So now,
yes.
Major Renault.
And, really for me, what I loved most, because sometimes subtext, I don't quite get it, because I'm a little dense and I'm a little bit superficial. I just want to put that out there for our audience. This character is the very embodiment of ambivalence. Half his body is good. Half his body is bad.
That's his superpower.
The struggle. Superpower, super curse, such a fine line. The struggling, he's struggling with himself constantly. The man can't sleep. Half his body wants to go to bed early. The other half wants to stay up and party all night.
Wow.
What do you do with that?
You would think he'd have a greater dilemma than that in Nazi-occupied futuristic Spaceland.
But James,
somehow,
how can you fight the Nazis when you have gotten literally no sleep for months?
And breakfast, most important meal of the day.
Most important, it's the break
So this
fast.
guy, it's a weird superpower, and you
Very
have to
weird.
see the movie to understand how they do it.
And how
But you've got
poignant.
half his body good,
half bad.
half his body bad.
Evil. Let's just not even say bad.
He's constantly
Evil.
pulled in different directions.
Constantly,
Luckily,
literally.
they didn't go for that. He splits apart in the blood. And
Thank you, God.
This is just PG.
Yes, no,
So-
and it's also way more sensitive than that.
Well, like Renault, he has to make a choice at the end of the film.
Yes, he does. We're not going to tell them the choice he makes, are we?
No,
You're
we're
just
not.
going
You
to
can't-
have to go see the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, brilliant reimagining of Casablanca as a comic book universe.
Yes.
Let's go to our second clip now.
I love this one.
This is a clip involving the classic scene from Casablanca where they sing La Marseillaise.
Oh, my God. I still, it's so stirring.
Yeah.
Yes, when the Nazis are singing and then Victor is
so
heroic.
just a little quick setup again for those of you who don't know the original.
Yep.
There's a lot of division around that France, Vichy France, which is
collaborating,
is down with the Nazis.
Yes, exactly.
And
as
so
the young people would
in
say.
In the classic scene of Casablanca, one half of the room starts to sing the German national
Die
anthem.
Wacht am Rhein.
I
just have, I do speak German fluently.
Okay, we'll have to remember that.
Yes, let's do.
And then the other half of the room sings the French national anthem.
Yes,
now, this, of course, is futuristic outer space. So when you hear these national anthems, you just needed that context.
Yes, exactly.
Here we go. And when we come back,
Yep.
we're going to talk to Franklin I. McLeod.
Can't wait.
Classic Hollywood director who reimagined himself as well as reimagined this film.
Yes.
And maybe a couple of cast members. We'll keep that a secret
Yes,
right now.
yes,
From
very
Casablanca, Age of Ultron.
Wonderful.
So, Rick thinks he can run his nightclub however he wants, eh? Well, fellow Xylons, let us show him a singing contest he will never forget. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we're the Nazi Xylons. We hope you like our show. We want to crush each one of you. We just thought you should know.
So that's how it is, eh, Xylons? Are we gonna let him get away with that?
No!
Right. Rick's Avengers theme song, everybody. On try. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we are Rick's Avengers and we hate Xylon scum. We have various powers that might find threatening. You better think twice.
You better think twice before you
You'll be sorry if you do.
You'll be sorry if you do. Holy cow! That was amazing.
Damn, Rick. You certainly showed us what's what and created an interesting little movie metaphor for wartime loyalties in the bargain.
Cylon, this could be the start of a beautiful hatred.
Wow. James, I did not see that coming. I love that movie.
And you love the original Casablanca.
Well, it's my favorite movie of all time. And this one, I was all set to hate. I absolutely loved it. Loved it.
Here they took Casablanca, put it in outer space, and there's only one person who could really pull that one off.
And that person is our guest today. And
I'm so
I am
excited.
Humbled. I am in awe. We are in the presence of a legend.
Franklin I. McLeod, the
Yes.
legendary Hollywood director.
Welcome.
To
Yes,
Movies Not
legendary.
Welcome.
You should have introduced me sooner.
Well,
I've been cooling my heels over here.
He's a director, James. He's a
Drinking
director, first,
fine
last, and always.
wine.
That's right.
Yes.
If you were to direct this podcast, what kind of thing might you throw at us?
Excellent question.
Well, I'd make sure that you had a little more resonant voice.
Ooh, he
okay.
cuts us to the quick.
He does not mince words.
No, and can I say I find not mincing words extremely attractive in a man? And Mr. I'm a Cloud, I have to just go with I am so in awe of you, and I've got a little bit of that crush thing going on.
Well, of course you do.
Do you mind being called Mr. I'm a Cloud?
Mr. I'm a Cloud.
I like that name.
But you are a ladies' man. You have that reputation as well.
Legendary in that aspect as well.
And I just found myself talking like you, as you probably heard.
It's very hard
you
not to.
You are a ladies' man.
I've slept with all my leading ladies, including Lassie. I joke.
He jokes.
But does Heidi count as a leading lady? Does she have anything to worry about or look forward to?
Thank you. It's such a fine line
both.
between. Yes, exactly.
Such a fine wine.
Now, so if you could, talk us through a little bit about some of these legendary actors and movies you've made.
Of course. I've worked with the great Katharine Hepburn.
Wow.
You've heard of her, you young punks, haven't you?
Well, I think Kate Blanchett played her once. That's all I know about her.
Yeah, because films are, yes.
She was a little number I directed called The Impertinent Mrs. Dunn.
Was she a little number that you directed in that film, if you know what I mean?
Winky wink?
No, well, she didn't go my way.
Okay.
Going My Way was also a film.
I directed Going My Way.
Yes, which was an odd
Bing
remake
Crosby.
of the original.
Don't look that up on IMDb, though, people. Because
They got that wrong on IMDb.
They got that wrong. There was a dispute, as I recall, about that.
And also, he could cross genres, this director,
My God,
Mr. I'm
could
a
he
Cloud.
ever? Could he
Westerns,
ever?
come on.
I'm Fake Grit.
Yes.
My
A
great
favorite.
Western.
An absolutely favorite one.
With-
Yes. Lovely.
Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell was in that
In the
one.
leading role.
In a leading
Yes.
role,
Yeah.
Glenn
Such a-
Campbell. He didn't even
turn it-
sing.
Turn it on its ear. Brilliant.
I did.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely.
How do you
brilliant.
feel
He got
about the
bit by a
Coen
snake.
brothers remaking
Oh,
Fake Grit?
those
Not
young
happy about that.
punks. They chafe my pumpkin.
Oh my gosh, there's a euphemism I'm going to use from now on.
I have never
I love
heard
that.
chafe my
Unless
pumpkin.
they're literally chafing his pumpkin.
They are
May movies, not
upstarts.
movies, introduce
The
that
phrase
into the lexicon.
via the great
Chafing my pumpkin.
Franklin
Chafing my
Imaclow.
pumpkin.
Yes,
Now,
I
if
like
you
it.
wouldn't mind, I mean, you're such a legend,
James.
and your voice is such a legend.
That's true.
Heidi, you're
I
on
know.
board with this,
I'm
right? We
so
got to
on
ask him to
board.
do it.
I'm blushing because I'm
Could-
just so thrilled.
Could you do a promotional ad for
Please,
movies, not
sir,
movies?
please.
We've given you the copy there in
Please,
front of you.
sir. Please.
Give it
I make big bucks for this.
Well,
They
We'll
usually
see if
pay
we
me
can
big bucks.
compensate
Can
you.
we
We'll,
take it
we'll,
out in
we'll
kind?
talk to your agent
But
after the show.
This thing in front of me here.
Yes,
you want
give
me
it a
to-
read just for fun,
Thank
because
you
we
so
could use it for
much.
promotion. It would be amazing.
All right, since I'm here, I'll do it. All right. We know a remote fjord in Los Angeles where they make the Movies Not Movies podcasts. Every day, Farmer Master Giovanni tends the Movies Not Movies garden where the movie clips grow. In July, the fresh crops of ideas arrive as Movies Not Movies listeners take to social media with their ideas for imaginary movie titles.
Okay, that was pretty good. Can we go back? Can we start from the top again, if you wouldn't mind?
Well, I've done it.
Oh,
There's no reason to do it again.
all right. That's from the top. But if you wouldn't mind, take it from the in July part, and when you
July.
say in July, could you emphasize in as you begin the
In
sentence?
July.
good note.
If in July, I'm supposed to emphasize in
If you wouldn't
July.
mind, yeah.
Well, if you could tell me how to do that, I would gladly go down on you.
Oh,
Or,
don't promise
I
what
may
you
not.
won't
All right.
deliver.
All right. Could you just read the end then?
In July. The end? Oh, you're such pests. Social media. How's that? You can just put that in the middle. Social media.
All right. Very well
I think
done.
Billy
I'm
can work
sure
with
we'll
that.
use that. Thank
yes,
you.
Billy can definitely work with that. He's
We
a
don't
genius.
want to leave him with a sour taste.
You can
in
edit
his
Nor
that
mouth.
our
together.
audience, I should think. Yes.
Let's introduce our special guest,
Oh.
your longtime actress that you've worked with so many times, leading ladies in all your films.
Katharine Hepburn.
Edith Epramova has joined
right,
us here
she's
today, and she's going to come in and say hello to you.
Edith.
So exciting.
Come on in, Edith.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You bet.
Hello, Edith.
Hello, darling.
Look how
There you
fabulous
go.
she
That's
is.
very low
Look at
cut.
that.
Oh, well, for you only.
Such two Hollywood legends
Legends,
meeting.
legends.
So
in our
Give me a
studio.
kiss.
yeah,
All right.
that's-
Oh, hi.
Oh, what a...
Oh, hello.
Oh, you...
There's a lot of tongue
okay,
there.
so
Goodness. Yeah.
clearly his reputation
Always
is
the-
for
always
seeing-
the
His
best.
proceeding
Always the
and
best.
apparently
Following
hers.
him.
And
Yeah.
yes, James,
There's kippers or something.
I'm staring. I'm being rude because I'm staring at
Oh,
our
my
guests.
goodness.
Always the
Oh.
best.
Oh, just climb on there.
Okay.
Oh,
There you
Here
go.
I go.
You
hi.
ride it,
Okay.
baby.
Gosh, you know,
Oh,
50
oh my
Shades of
goodness.
Grey does not just apply to his hair.
There you go.
Look at him.
Oh,
Look at her.
That's it.
Look at him.
That's
I'm
right-
looking at
right,
her.
that's-
I'm
that's
looking at
good
him. I'm
spot.
looking at them.
That's all right.
I'm a little schmutzy.
Let me move a
I'm a
bunch.
little
Well,
schmutzy
thank
over
you. Thank you both for being here in the studio
Yeah.
with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's rare that we have such legends in the studio.
Very rare
Yeah,
and,
you
and
know
what?
behaving
I
quite
don't think
like
they're going to
this.
stop, so we're just going to thank Frank
Yeah.
and I McLeod and Edith Epramova for being here.
Let's. I think we should
thank
go
you
to.
for joining us for Movies Not Movies. Let's go to the outro, right?
I think we should
All right.
because I'm useless. My
Thanks,
brain
everybody.
is. My brain is pudding right now.
Oh.
Pudding.
Find us on Facebook and Twitter. Movies Not Movies, all one word. Hashtag Movies Not Movies with a fake movie title. If we use it, we'll include your name as one of the non-existent filmmakers on the show. Movies Not Movies was created by James Napoli, Billy Marchese, and Heidi Mastrogiovanni. It was produced by Billy Marchese and written by James Napoli and Heidi Mastrogiovanni. Additional interview segment and movie clip performances by Chip Phillips and Julie Perkins. Film clip sound design by Dick Schroeder. And your announcer is me, Bo Weaver. Visit Movies Not Movies on Facebook and Twitter for more exclusive content and information on how to interact with our podcast. Thanks for listening to Movies Not Movies. And until next time, keep it fake, everybody.